Ever wonder how is it that everybody is profitable using Volatility 75 but you are not? On today's video, I'm going to show you exactly steps by steps how to be profitable and things that you should not do to continuously losing your account. First, head into TradingView, head into Google, and then type TradingView Deriv, and then this is what will appear. First, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to select 1 hour. You can choose your own time frame. Furthermore, come here and then change it. You can search for Volatility 75 or come to Derived and then scroll down until you find it. Here it is. From here, come to your candles and then select Heiken Ashi. So how does the Heiken Ashi work? Whenever you see the green candle bars, we are now in an uptrend. Whenever you see the red candle bars, we are now in a downtrend. So let us add the indicator which will serve as a confirmation. So before I add this indicator, the purpose of this video does not constitute as financial advice. It is for educational purposes only. We are going to search for super trend. You can search for it or just scroll down until you can find it. So here it is. So how does the super trend work? Whenever you see the green line, this is the super trend green line right here. It simply shows you that we are now in an uptrend. Whenever you see the red line, it means you're now in a sell trend. Now, before we use the strategy, let us give the correct settings. So leave length on 10, factor use 1, and then okay. So this is my personal strategy which I prefer using when trading Volatility 75. So how do I make sure that I get maximum profits all the time? I wait the Heiken Ashi to 10 red, as you can see here, and then I also wait for the confluence of the super trend to also be red. When both are red, I look for shorts, which are sells. When both are green, as you can see here, we have a green super trend line, and then the candles are green. Both of them are in the same color. I look for longs or buy because I understand this is now an uptrend, and right here, this is a sell trend. So how do I know where to enter? So whenever the candles change from being green to red, the super trend gives you an arrow right here. This is the arrow you receive from the super trend, which confirms to you that now this is now a sell or a down trend. And on the second bar, this is where I enter a sell. So as you can see here, let us minimize. So I would have entered a sell from right here and would have caught such beautiful strength. So again, the opposite is true. When right here, this was a downtrend. As you can see, this was a downtrend. You saw an arrow here, given that this is a sell. Let me maximize that. Sorry. This was the arrow for a sell. So as a result, on the following candlestick, this is where I would have entered my sells here, and I would have caught a beautiful downtrend. So the candlesticks were red, and the super trend was red, which both were signalizing a downtrend. This is where I would have been looking for my sells. So right here, the candlesticks change color from red to green, but the super trend is still red. So what I do personally, I wait for the super trend to turn green. The moment it turns green, what you see this arrow here, this green arrow, which signalizes that this is now, we are now in a buy trend, in an uptrend. So on the second candlestick, what I do, I enter buys. This is where I go for longs. So let us minimize it again. So as you can see, this would have been a good uptrend. So right here, as you can see, the candlesticks change from green to red. This is just a retest, and then it changed back, and as it changed to green, noticed how the super trend continued staying green which was emphasizing that the long-term trend is an uptrend. So it was a bad idea to enter a sell here. So as a result, you never go for sells or go for shorts whenever the super trend is green. Both colors need to be of the same color to enter either a buy, meaning both needs to be green. When entering a sell, both need to be red. So right here we have two opposite colors, so we are not going to enter a sell here because the super trend is green. So you wait for the candlestick to change colors. You can see here we have an undecisive candlesticks, and then on the second candlestick we now have a full bar, which is green. So as a result, on a second bar, this is where I would have entered a buy or a long setup. So this is how you simply use the strategy. This is how you simply use the strategy. As you can see right here, the market was consolidating right here. The market here was consolidating. But if you can also pay attention and see that the market right here went up to this level, and then it went down, went up again. It was trying to break this previous high, but it failed. It continued down again, and then it went up again, and then it finally retested the previous high, and then it continued going down. So for people who know, you can see that this is now a formation of a beautiful M, which is now called a double top. So as you can see, you are now reading yourself for your sells. So as you can see right here also, we now have green bars for a buy, but we cannot buy, we cannot look for buys here because the super trend is red, and we both know now what happens is that if two colors are appearing at the same time, it just shows you that this can signalize the fact that the market is consolidating, or you do not enter. You wait for two colors to resonate. So you continue waiting. So right here, you would have entered a sell here, but as you can see, it would have been a short profits right here, and then. But what I love about this is that if you are a person who's using a risk reward ratio of 1:2, you would have gotten a nice clean profit here. Now, if you waited further again, let us move a little bit to the right. If you waited a little bit, you can see now the colors start changing back again to what? To red. And when the colors change back to red and the super trend is red, you're looking forward for only sells. This is where you would have entered a nice clean sell from here. So again, as you can see, we have a what? As you can see here, the candlesticks were red, the super trend was red, which signaled that this was what? An end of a sell trend. Because as you can see, the moment this candlestick started changing color from red to green, which was showing you that this is no longer a downtrend. The buyers are now taking position. So you don't enter a buy here. I now wait for the super trend to give me the same color, and then here it goes. We have that nice arrow I was telling you about. Let us zoom in. Here it is. You have that nice arrow which signalizes a buy. So I'm going to enter a buy on the second candlestick. Here it is. So I'm sure you're aware that most of the time when you are having an uptrend or a downtrend, you often see colors which are not the same as the super trend. So what do? This is where patience applies. So you do not enter sells when the super trend is green. You are only looking for buys whenever the super trend is what? Is green. You only look for sells whenever the super trend is red. So as you can see here, the candles became red for a little bit of time, and then it changed back to color to green. So I would have entered on the second or the third. I like to enter on the second or the third candlestick. Similarly here, and also similarly here on the second or the third. So simple as that. Right here again, as you can see here, we are having a red super trend. As you can see, the line is red. This is for sellers, And then, but here, as you can see, the candlestick is what? Is green. So I was not going to enter any longs whenever the super trend is red. There needs to be same color. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait for the candlestick to change color. As you can see, it changed color back to red. So the moment I see a red candle bar with the red super trend, I'm now entering my shorts. And I was going to enter my short here because I have a nice momentum here, which confirming that this is a downtrend. So I was simply going to enter my sales here and hold that trade downwards. So this is one of my strategies to trade volatility 75. Let me know on your comments if there's any indicator which you like me to review.